Money Babes. Today we are going to be joined by Lindy. She was a past student in our 3-month coaching program, the Making Money Moves method, and we're going to be talking about her honest review and how she was able to increase her net worth by over $9,000 in 3 months working with us. So I'm going to wait for a couple people to join in here, and I am just going to go ahead and see if I can figure out how to invite her to join. Every time I do this, I'm like, wait, how do I do this? Lindy, Joe. Invite. Perfect. So she should be joining us any second now.
Oh.
I just see purple, Lindy.
Can you hear me? Oh.
I can hear you. I can't see you. I'm not sure if there's maybe something covering your camera. There you are.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I'm trying to flip my camera. I'm so sorry. There we go. Tech and I have a complicated relationship.
Same with me, and I'm like, every time I come on here, I'm like, how do I add people again? I'm like, oh, people are watching. How do I wish I could. There's a way to do this, and I just don't know. But I wish I could add people before and then like jump on with them already there, so I don't have to be like put the phone up to my face. But thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it so much. I know our students are going to be so excited to hear from you in our community, and I just think it's so important to people for people to hear from our past students to understand, you know, what is possible for them, to get a little bit of inspiration, to get a little bit of motivation. So I have a little bit of an introduction for you that I'm going to do first, and then we'll get into asking you some questions about your experience in the program, the things that you did, and all that fun stuff. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Awesome. Okay. So if you have been making good money with nothing to show for it, then you have to watch this live. I am joined by one of our star students, Lindy. Lindy was living paycheck to paycheck before finding us, and in 3 short months, she was able to increase her net worth by $9,000. With her program, she's been able to pay off $2,100 in credit card debt, save a $2,000 emergency fund, save $5,300 for bare bones expenses, cover unexpected vet and vehicle repairs costing around $3,000 without having to go into her savings or her credit card. That's freaking huge. She's earning cash back from her credit card rather than paying interest to it, and she's earned over $220 so far. That's amazing. And has reinvested the cash into her high yield savings account. She's negotiated her bills, saving her over $203 a month using our Quick Wins Playbook, and she did all of this without a budget, without giving up the things that she loves, and without working harder. So in our coaching program, we teach you the $1 million tactic, right? The ways to grow your money while you sleep, how to pay off your debt in less time to save hundreds to thousands in interest and make more without working harder. But we also teach you how to address the muck beneath the surface, right? Like your limiting beliefs, and show you how to hack your brain so that you can finally start saving money and making money effortlessly. So this is a holistic approach to personal finance that really helps you get that long-term success. These lessons can result in changes outside of your money as well. I think this is one of my favorite things about this program is that, you know, our students report feeling less stressed, they're having better relationships, they're sleeping better, and they're able to hit their other life goals with ease because of the tools that they have learned with us. This is what I say when I mean, like, money gets to be easy, right? The Making Money Moves method is our signature program, so it's our 3-month coaching program based on all the things I did to take myself from $40,000 in debt to becoming a millionaire at the age of 30. I paid off my student loans in 18 months. I saved my first $100,000 by 25, paid for my wedding in cash, bought my dream home, felt financially stable enough for kids. That was a big one for me. Built $500,000 net worth in my 20s and then grew that to $1 million at 30 years old. And now I am set to become work optional in my 30s using this methodology. So in our 3-month program, we provide you with the proven process and scripts that have helped our students secure 10, 20, and 30% raises, 8 modules spread out over 3 months of video money trainings to build a fat bank account with ease, homework modules to help you dig deeper and implement what you've learned, support and coaching from myself and our team for 3 months to get personalized feedback on your money plan, monthly mindset masterminds with a licensed therapist to overcome mindset hurdles, a private Facebook community for students only to ask questions and network with our other babes, the exact strategies to start building a fat bank account that works harder than you do, and the step-by-step process you need to build your dream life. So if you want more details about our program, you can head over to our link in bio after this live. You can check out our website under Work with Nicole, or reach out to our support team at support@nobudgetbabe.com. And at the end of this live, I'm going to be sharing something new and free and super exciting with you, so make sure you stick around to find out all about it. So today we are joined again by our star student, Lindy. Lindy completed the program last month, I believe, or was it 2 months ago now?
A couple months ago. Yeah.
Okay. Within her plan with us, she has a plan to be completely debt-free in 1 year with 6 months of bills saved while being a part-time worker, full-time mom. She was able to create and fund her own investment portfolio. I love this. She helped her husband better invest and understand his 401k. While in the program, she started a side hustle as a private massage therapist, making an extra $800 per month. She and her family go on more adventures and day trips, and her daughter will now be able to sign up for dance and tumbling without having to stress over the cost. So again, I think it is so important for you guys to hear from our students so that you can see that it is possible to change your situation. I know that it might not always feel like it, but it is, I promise you, okay? I know it's easy to think, well, this worked for Nicole, but she's an anomaly, right? So I want to showcase some of these students that have come through and just done incredible things with what they've learned. What I hope that you take from this is when you have the roadmap to success, money gets to be easy, right? And someone who has the thing that you want or who has done the thing that you want to do means that it is possible. You just need to figure out how to make it work for your own personal situation. So let's get into it. Lindy, why don't you tell everyone a little bit more about yourself, who you are, where you're from, all that fun stuff.
Okay, yeah. I'm Lindy. I live in Tennessee. I've been married to my husband, Chris, for 13 years. We have a 7-year-old daughter that I homeschool, and that's why I choose to work part-time. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I love holistic health, holistic wellness, and that's what really drew me to your program, was your holistic approach to finances. Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. So where did you find out about us, Lindy?
I found you on TikTok, and I loved your content. Yeah. I loved how you talked about money. You were talking about values and value spending and self-compassion and mindset, and I loved that. That all really resonated with me. So I kept following you and even started watching some of your free videos, and I got a lot out of that too.
I love that. I love that so much. I think it's so important because so many times when we're trying to change our financial situation, we will focus on the tactic, right? We're like, okay, what are the best investments? What accounts do I need to use? What debt do I pay down first? And while that stuff is really important and something that we definitely teach in the program, what I think a lot of people are missing is that baseline, that foundation that's going to allow them to implement the tactic and have it feel easy and have it be long lasting. The way that I think about budgeting and kind of traditional personal finance that focuses a lot on like shame and blame is kind of like a bad diet, right? If we were going to change, if we're like, you know, we want to get healthy, right? We want to feel better in our bodies, whatever it is. We know that going on like a crash diet or taking a diet pill, that's not going to provide us with long-term success. The results are not going to be sustainable. You're going to be restricted. And then what happens when we restrict ourselves, right? Imagine you only eat broccoli for 3 months and you're like, yeah, okay, will I lose weight? Sure. But at the end of the 3 months, or probably much before then, your body's going to be like, I need something more. I cannot sustain myself just on what you are providing to me. And you're going to fall off, and it's going to become this vicious cycle of not eating and then overeating and then not eating and then overeating. And that's kind of the way that I approach personal finance as well. As I see this budgeting cycle, you know, 79% of people who budget fail, right? So they go in and they budget and they restrict themselves and they're like, I'm going to put all my money on my debt and I'm not going to spend anything because spending is bad. I'm going to do these no spend challenges. I'm not going to spend any money. And then what ends up happening is they're like, oh my God, right? Like I feel like I haven't done anything for myself. I feel like I'm not enjoying my life at all. This sucks. And they end up binge spending or impulse shopping, and then the cycle just continues. Something else I think is really important to understand too is, yes, investing can make you rich. And yes, investing is going to provide you with the ability to have safety and security and wealth in the future. But if you do not have your financial foundation first, you're very likely going to lose money investing, not because you don't have the right investments, but because you don't have the right foundation. So let's imagine you wanted to start investing, you're investing in all of the right things, but you haven't addressed your impulse shopping problem, or you haven't addressed your high interest debt, okay? And then now you're putting all of this money into these investments, but an emergency comes up, or life happens, or it's Sarah's wedding, or whatever it is, and now you don't have the cash to handle those things. Well, you're like, well, I do have money. It's in these investments, but maybe the market is down, because in the short term, we know the market's very volatile. So the market's down, your investments are down, but now you have to sell. You've put yourself in a position where you have to sell. Now you're locking in your losses, and you have caused yourself to lose money, not because the investment was wrong, not because the strategy was wrong, but because we didn't address those underlying issues that were keeping us stuck with money in the first place. So that's why I think it's so important to, yes, we want the $1 million tactic. Yes, we want to grow our wealth while we sleep. Yes, I want to look at my phone and see that I just got paid out while I didn't do anything for it. That's fucking amazing, right? But for that to work, you got to have all of the other stuff. We got to understand why we're doing what we're doing, why we're self-sabotaging, why we're getting in our own damn way. And a lot of us don't even realize the sabotage, right? Because we're not like consciously doing it, but we're bringing ourselves back to this situation or this place that feels familiar, because that familiarity is serving some purpose for us, right? It feels good to us in some way, even if it's actually killing us. Our ego, our brain, it likes the familiar. It likes what it knows. It's like, you know what? I'm bad with money. I know what to expect when I'm bad with money. So I'm going to keep putting myself back there, because this feels natural and normal to me. This is who I am. So that's why we really need to rewrite your sense of self, who you think you are, who you believe you are, what you think is possible for you with money, uncovering all of those limiting beliefs that you have about money that are keeping you stuck and preventing you from taking that next step, and then implementing all of that $1 million tactic on top of it. So I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I love talking about
No,
that
it's
stuff.
great.
And I just think
Great.
it's so important. I love that. Okay, what made you decide to apply to the program and actually seek financial coaching? So you saw us on TikTok, you liked my videos, liked what I was saying, but what made you take that next step?
I got to share a little bit of where we were before.
Mhm.
So we had drained our savings again. We paid off a credit card, had to use it again. We were living paycheck to paycheck. My daughter and I love homeschool. Like, it just kind of happened during the pandemic, but we loved it. But I felt so much guilt for working part-time, and we were struggling. And my husband felt like he wasn't providing enough. And the truth was, we both make good money.
Mhm.
And I saw one of your videos that said, it doesn't matter how much you make, it's what you do with it. And that one stuck with me. Like, I sat with that because I'm like, wait a minute. We make more money than we ever have, but we still live paycheck to paycheck. Like, we're still struggling. And it's kind of when I realized we're really stuck in some cycles, and we need some new tools, and we need new strategies. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm ready to invest in someone to help me with that. So I applied for the program. I did my interview, went through, and my life and my family's life has been better ever since.
I love that. I literally have goosebumps. I love these so much. It's like, I know that the methodology worked because it worked for me. I know that it's worked because I see it working for our students. We tested everything as I was going through and creating the program. I changed things and I added things and I moved things around. When I started this program, I started teaching it one-on-one so that I was able to get that direct feedback and make sure that I had everything in the program that people needed to change their lives, to succeed, to start making these changes in their mindset and that kind of thing, but also with like their actions and their finances. And so I know that it works. It's been tested, it's been proven, but every time I talk to somebody and I just see the results in real life, it just,
Yeah.
I feel so grateful and I
Oh,
feel so happy. And
same.
I just, oh God, you guys are just so amazing. And I'm so lucky that I get to do this and be here with you. But I just love it so much. I think you guys are so amazing. I'm so proud of you. You know, there are so many people that go through their life, right? Lindy, you're going to make me cry. Get out of
Stop it.
here.
You're going to be cry. Try not to cry on Instagram today. But if you're going to do it, we'll do it together at least.
I don't even think, because there are so many people that go through their life and they're
Yeah.
just so unhappy every day, right? They're waking up and they're like, why? Like, I don't want to do this again. Like, they're just stuck in these cycles. And it takes such a strong person. And most people can do this, right? Most people are strong enough to do this, but they don't give themselves the ability to do it. They don't allow themselves to change. But you saw something that needed to change and you were like, yeah, I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm going to do the 3 months of work instead of having the 40 years of struggle, right? I'm going to do this and I'm going to change things. I know that 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. So I need a different input if I want a different result. And I am so proud of you for that. And I just love how this has been able to impact you.
You're like the only person out there like, hey, your money's there for your happiness. And I was finding my happiness. Like, I like doing part-time. Like, my house is peaceful because I can manage my household. I get to be such a huge part of my kid's life. And I found my happiness, but I'm like, I don't know how to sustain this.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that was where I was like, oh, yeah, I need help. Like, I need to sustain this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you.
No, well, thank you. And I think that's so important too, is like, money is a tool, right? We are exchanging something of value to get money. What we're exchanging of value is our time. We get 700,000 hours in a lifetime if we are lucky. So we are selling our time, right, in exchange for money. And we need to learn to respect that exchange, because a lot of us are taking our most valuable resource, right, this unrenewable resource, the thing that we cannot get any more of, and we are exchanging it for money, and we are letting that money fly out of our fucking lives. We are letting that money blow away. We are spending that money on things that we think are bringing us happiness in the moment, right, this momentary joy, this momentary dopamine hit, but is actually bringing us further from the life that we really want to have, right? That thing that we go to bed at night, every night, thinking about, stressing about, dreaming about, wanting, right? We're not working towards that thing, but we're doing all these other things during the day in the name of self-love, right? But you built your dream life and you're like, okay, I want the time to spend with my children. I don't want to have to like sell more of my time. I want the capacity to be able to choose how I'm living my life each day. I want that freedom. I want that safety. I want that security. So while maybe money physically in and of itself, like a dollar, like that is not happiness, it is a tool that we use to bring happiness. Money is safety. Money is security. Money is freedom. And that was one of the biggest things for me as I was going about changing my financial situation, was like, same thing. I wanted to be able to be there for my kids. I wanted to show up at my kids' school one day and like bring them lunch. You know, I wanted to be able to be at all of their soccer games or their hockey games or their plays or whatever the heck it was, right? I wanted to be able to be there for those things. And I've talked about this story a few times, but you know, as I was growing up, I really thought that I wanted this like high-powered corporate position. I wanted to work in a corporate office. I wanted to work my way up to like the exec team, and I wanted to make the big money, and I wanted to be like important and powerful and all of the things. And I was starting to do that, right? I went into my corporate job, was trying to work my way up there, and I was really big on networking. So I sat down with my senior VP. It was a female, and I was like, I want to pick your brain. I want to know like exactly how you got here. How did you get to where you are? And as we're talking, she tells me, you know, Nicole, I have 2 boys and they don't even know who I am. Like, they don't even know me. And their father has to regularly tell them, you know, mommy's not here right now, but it's okay because she's working hard and that's why we have all these nice things. Like, mommy's never here, but we get to have all these nice things. And I'm like, that was just like this fucking light bulb moment for me where I was like, I don't think that's the life that I want. I don't want my kids to have things, but not me, right? So I'm like, how do I get more money while also preserving my most valuable asset, which is my time. And this quote, I love it. What good is a Rolex if it just tells you when your lunch break is over? Like, my biggest aspiration before used to be a G-Wagon and a pair of Louboutins. Like, that's all I wanted. I was like, I want the money so that I can get the nice car and the nice shoes and all of the things. And then it's like, that stuff means nothing if I don't own my time, if I don't have freedom. So then everything that I did from that point on was like, I want to be able to choose what I do in my life. You know, I don't want to have to like ask to see if I can have a doctor's appointment or, you know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy. I mean, obviously it takes time to get here, and there's no shame or no blame to anybody who's working a corporate 9-to-5 or who wants those high power positions. That's amazing. As long as that makes you happy, as long as that is giving you your definition of your dream life, that's amazing. But I think what traditional personal finance forgets is that people are individuals, and trying to squish everybody into a box of what you're supposed to do with your time and how you're supposed to feel about certain situations and how to budget the 50, 20, 30, that fucking makes me so angry. You have to save 10% of your income. You have to, you know, spend less than 30% of your income on housing, blah, blah. I have seen people do all kinds of different things with their money and still be very successful and have success and have their happiness. So anybody who is telling you these arbitrary rules about what you're supposed to do, I think you need to take a step back and ask what actually makes you happy as an individual, because you matter and your goals matter and your thoughts matter and your dreams matter.
Oh, I love you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, money should bring you joy. What really brings you joy? Yeah. I never thought of it that way. And it's sad
And I don't
that I didn't think of it that way. Nobody talks about it that way. And I'm like, why don't we?
I think, honestly, I'm like this big conspiracy theory. I'm like, they have told us, you know, the elite, the rich, they have told us that money isn't happiness, or money doesn't buy happiness, so that we get comfortable and happy not having money. We're like, oh, we don't need that. Yeah. It won't do anything for me. Yes, it will. Security. Money has the capacity to change so many things in your life, right? Like I said, those fringe benefits too, like sleeping better, feeling better, having better relationships, feeling less stress, less anxiety. You just get to go about your day as a more regulated and happy person.
Right, more present. More present. Exactly. Creative. That has been my big win. More present and creative. I love that.
I love that. It's like this scarcity mindset. You know, there's a study that shows the scarcity mindset. So this mindset where you believe there's not enough, there's never going to be enough. And a lot of us are stuck in that, right? Where we're like, even if we're making good money, we're like, oh my God, there's not enough, right? We're so stressed. We're stressed about bills. We're stressed about student loans. We're stressed about buying a house. We're stressed about all these fucking things. So we're in this scarcity mindset. And this scarcity mindset has been studied and proven to have the same effects on your brain as actually living in poverty, okay, as not sleeping for an entire evening, as alcoholism. So what happens to your brain is it gets bogged down. It makes it difficult for you to make good decisions about your finances and your financial situation, because you can't plan for the future properly because you are so worried about today. Imagine it like a computer program with 50,000 tabs open, right? Like it gets bogged down. So moving out of that scarcity allows you to just have so much more presence and happiness and joy and creativity in your life.
You had a video and you're like, you don't have to, your job doesn't have to be your passion.
Yes.
And I have wanted to get into photography for like ever. Like, I just want to document my family's life in a meaningful way. And I would do it, but it wouldn't be good enough. I'm like, well, I can't make money on this. Like, that was kind of this subconscious, like, I shouldn't be putting time in this. We're struggling. I can't make money in this. I can't do this. It's almost like this, I don't deserve this. And and that's nonsense. And yeah, since the program, I'm like, okay, this is when I work, when I get paid, this is where that money goes. And this is my free time. The rest of this is my free time. And my daughter's so tired of the camera in her face. I'm gonna find me some new subjects. But yeah, that was everything. Yeah, that you can enjoy your life. You deserve to enjoy your life. You deserve to enjoy your time, your money. Yeah, exactly. That really is something that I loved about the program.
Good. I love that so much. I think that's so important. I think that's another big mistake that a lot of people make, is they think, like you said, that their job has to be their passion. No, have to be passionate about our job. We need to be passionate about the money that we get from our job and then use that money to build our dream life. And this is why most people are feeling stuck, right? Because they're thinking, okay, I need to find passion in what I'm doing to earn a paycheck. No, we work to live, not live to work, right? And capitalism has it all twisted. We're going to work. The purpose of you going to work is not to define who you are as an individual. The purpose is to get money, right? And then to use that money to support the life that you want to live outside of that. You get to be a human being outside of that. And now when you have money, right, and you have more freedom, then you can explore those passions in a way where you're not like, I gotta make money off of this. I need this to make me money. That takes all the fucking fun out of it.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Now it's like, I just took 50 pictures and I got one good one. This is great. I will never shoot a wedding. Like, this just made my day.
But that's okay, right? Because you're doing it and it's making you happy and it's bringing you joy and it's for fun and there's not all of this fucking pressure on it, right?
Yeah, the program let me adult just enough that I could be the immature person I really want to be in life and just have more fun. Yes. Like, I just want to play more. So I'm sorry to ramble and get off topic. But
no, but that's what it's all about.
Yes. Like I'm adulting enough. Like, the bills are paid. I'm setting up my retirement. Like, everything's set up. How do you want to play today? How do we want to be?
Exactly. And now you get to enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Fucking worrying about that stuff. It's set up. It's automatic. It's doing its thing. It's working for you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Love that. I love that. Okay. Tell me, what were your goals coming into the program? If you're like, this was my biggest goal that I wanted to get out of it, what was the biggest thing? And then what were you able to accomplish with us?
Okay. We were struggling and I knew I wanted something better for us, but I didn't know how to change that. Yeah. So I had like strong desires for things, but I didn't have real goals. But the program taught me how to get really thoughtful and clear and detailed about what I really, really wanted. So now I have goals. Like, right now we're working on paying off the last of that consumer debt, setting up that savings account, and being really intentional on my savings account. I've had to drain that emergency fund a few times. I have to do it again next week.
Yeah, that's okay though.
But that's okay. I know how to build it again, and I'm not taking from my other savings. I'm not taking from my bare bones expenses. I'm not taking from my vacation. Like, I'm intentional now. I have goals now. Whereas before, I'm like, I just want to get by. And then I feel like my biggest accomplishment was changing my mindset. I didn't realize what a fixed mindset I had. I started to see like my patterns of self-sabotage. I started to change the way I was thinking about money. And then the big one was all of a sudden, when these unexpected expenses were showing up, because they do, I wasn't getting overwhelmed. I would get so anxious and be like, damn it, why is this happening again? We're never going to get ahead. And you get fixed in that. This is our constant. Like, this is how it's always going to be. And now I just take a deep breath. What's the best way to handle this?
Yes.
How do we want to go about this the best way? And I feel empowered in my money decisions, whereas before I just felt uncertain. And that to me was huge, to not feel anxious all the time about things coming up or not knowing what's going to happen or how to handle it.
That's amazing, because you have those tools and that knowledge now, right? You're like, okay, I've had to drain my emergency fund. And I know there are some people that feel like shame around this, almost like they're like, oh my God, I have to start again. It's like, no, it did what it was supposed to do. You didn't have to go into debt for it. You didn't not have the money to cover it. The emergency fund is there because life is always going to throw shit at you. We don't know what that shit's going to be. We don't know when it's going to be, but that's just life. Shit's going to happen sometimes. So how do we come out ahead? We start to try to expect the unexpected when and where we can. So if we can expect, I know something shit's going to happen. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put some money away for this shit.
Yeah. So I hear a lot of people get on here and their big dreams to own a home. We own our home. Shit happens and you
Yeah.
have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so, and we weren't like getting prepared for that. We bought the house. We're like, ooh, we bought our house. Look what we did. But there's a lot you got to take in mind when you buy a house. And
Yes.
yes, we use that emergency fund. We know what it's for, and we know how to build it again. And we know why to build
Yes.
it again. And we will make a point to build it again because it does happen.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's my big.
That's amazing.
Sorry, I
That's
fidget a little
amazing.
bit. I'm nervous.
No, I always get so nervous too. I'm like, oh my God, everyone's watching me. Okay. When I first used to record these videos, oh my goodness, please do not go back and watch my old videos because I see them now and I'm like, this is so cringe. But anyways.
I don't think I'll be going back and watching this, but.
Okay. Could you share a few main takeaways from the program that helped you get to where you are today? Was there anything specific that stood out to you that you were just like, okay, aha, like this is my aha moment?
Okay, I had a couple things. So, I mean, the psychology in the program was like everything. Like that was big turning points for me. The other big one is we have inconsistent pay, my husband and I both. And that was one of our biggest financial struggles. We'd have abundance one month and not enough the next. And the program really helped me with that scarcity mindset that I had gotten from living on that kind of pay for so many years. But it also gave me tools to manage that and make that work for us. No one else had ever really talked to us about inconsistent pay and how to really make that work. And then the other big one, I loved how helpful and supportive your team is, but you have created such a safe online environment where people could be so open about their stories and their questions. And I learned so much from other people. And I was so inspired by people's wins and achievements. And I had no idea how much a financial community would help me in changing my mindset and building new and better healthy habits. So I am very grateful to be part of such a supportive community. That was a big one for me.
That makes me so happy, Kate, because, we'll get people that apply to work with me and they're like, I don't want to do group coaching. I don't feel comfortable in the group. And I'm like, oh God, it is not like that at all. Everybody in there is so supportive and everybody in there is going through the same shit that you're going through. A lot of people think like, no, my situation's so different. My situation's so unique. No, it's really not. It's really not. We think that it is just because people don't talk about this, right? People don't talk about what's actually going on. But when you have this space where you can talk about this thing is happening to me and this is really big and this is a lot of like, how do I deal with this? And then seeing other people come together and then being able to learn not only from your own experiences, but theirs too, because maybe you're not in that situation right now, but maybe you will be in the future. Right? So if you are in that situation in the future, now you've been exposed to it. Now you know what to do. And yeah, there's just, everybody, there's no shame, there's no blame. It's just, we're looking at our situation objectively and we're saying, how can I? Right? How can I change this? How can I come out ahead? And I think even having Rashika, our therapist in the group, is such a huge help for that too, because, so we have these monthly mindset masterminds and you guys are able to go on there and really dive deeper with somebody who has a therapy background and who does psychotherapy and a social work background to be able to really, like, I just think there's such a personal aspect to personal finance, to have personal finance, that just we need to address. And I think that that's why when you don't feel alone anymore, you can start to drop those negative feelings and those negative stories that you've been telling yourself about yourself and start to see, okay, well, these people were doing this too, and now they're doing this, and now they're doing this. And it can just help give you that determination that you need to keep going.
Yeah, when people would share, like we were sharing ideas, we were cheering each other on. Like you would introduce everyone. So I knew who I started with,
Yeah.
and we got tighter as the program went on. We got used to seeing each other on the calls,
Yeah.
and we weren't just helping each other in, I don't know what to do with this financial thing. They're like, hey, I want to start a business. Like, we were bouncing ideas off of each other. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much to finance, and that's not just, oh, I did this wrong. Look what I did right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
so yeah, it was really helpful and amazing to freely share and learn from other people doing the same.
The community aspect is one of my favorites. You guys are all just so amazing. You guys are all just so great. Everybody that ends up coming into the program, like, I love you all. Like, you guys are so great. And just, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like, you attract a certain type of person with your content, obviously. And I just feel like everybody that's in this community, I'm like, you guys are all awesome. And I'm not like tooting my own horn or anything.
I'm gonna take that compliment. Thanks, girl.
Okay. So the last question I have for you here, Lindy, what goals are you pursuing next? What is next up for Lindy and the family?
Okay. I want to share the goals that we're like really excited about. Because like I said, we were struggling. I felt like all we were doing was paying for repairs and stuff. But now, since we're really saving and intentional with goals and stuff, we're ready to do some remodeling. Like, I want my dream bathroom. My husband wants his dream garage. And we want multiple vacations a year, 2 as a family, 1 as a couple. Something I've always envisioned for homeschool is like when we're learning stuff, we actually like travel there. Like, I really want that to be part of it.
Yes.
And yeah. And I didn't know how to make that happen before, and now I can. So really excited about that. But the really big one is I'm very much looking forward to teaching my daughter financial literacy. I'm so grateful that I know this, that I can pass this down to her. That in itself was everything to me. I'm so, so grateful for that. And that was well worth the investment and my commitment. And this will probably be her curriculum in middle school or high school. I haven't decided which age.
I love that so much. I love that. It's a dream of mine. I'm like, I would love to teach this. I'm like, hey, if you taught it to them in high school, would they have experienced enough pain yet that they would actually listen? I'm like, but my dream is like to go into high schools and speak and to teach these kids about the things to look out for to help them, before they go and make the mistakes and take the program that doesn't suit their needs or spend their student loans on margaritas and clothes like I did. Like, all of the things, right? And look at that and actually help them before they get to that point. But I think that is so amazing. And a lot of us forget, like, we think, okay, well, generational knowledge or generational wealth, like that's the most important thing, right? I think generational knowledge is closing that knowledge gap, right? Showing them what to do and teaching them how they can do it for themselves is so important. And they're going to be able to do well for themselves because you're giving them the tools to succeed, right? And you know about this now, and you're able to share your story with your daughter, right? This is how things would have been if we continued down this path, but they're not because I did X, Y, and Z. And now I'm going to make sure that you don't make those same mistakes too.
And we tell kids at such a young age that they got to have their whole life figured out, but we don't give them their tools to figure out what they want and what they actually want out of life. Exactly. Like, what are your, no one ever asked me my personal values. There's society's values. Some people have religious values. Nobody ever was like, what's your values? And when I sat down with that, oh my gosh, talk about like curing some FOMO. Because you see everybody else like having this awesome life and you think that's what will bring you happiness. But when you break down 3 core values that you want to live by, you're like, oh, okay, that's not really what I want, but I'm so happy for you. Yeah. And but we tell these kids you should go off to college, you should know what you want for the rest of your life, but we don't ask them, what's your values? What's your dream life? What brings you happiness? You know, and those
Yeah.
core things that make it easy to let go of spending on, I don't know, margaritas and, you know, vacations that maybe you didn't really want. You just thought you should have. And so, yeah, she'll definitely get this in high school. And it's not just about the money. It really, I know you don't promote this as life coaching, but when I started to work on my mindset, it really did kind of become this life coaching. It was like, where else have I held myself back? Where else have I felt just lost and uncertain and all over the place? And now I'm like clear. I'm like, this is where I want to go. This is what I want out of life. And how great to give a young kid that.
Yeah. Yes.
And again, life can always change. You can always change your degree and things like that. But
Exactly.
here's your core values. You know, this is what
Yeah.
makes you happy. Like, we don't ask big enough questions for kids.
And I think it makes so much sense too, because there's so many people that are going through life and they're confused, right? They're like, I don't know what option to take in certain situations. But when you understand your core values and who you want to be as an individual and what you want your life to look like, different situation, like saying yes or no in a situation, it becomes very easy, right? It becomes simple for you because you're like, I know if this aligns with the person that I want to be or not right off the bat. Like, I know that my values are freedom and family. So if I have the opportunity to do something that doesn't bring me closer to freedom or family, then I'm not going to do it, right? If it doesn't feel good to me. And it's very easy for me to see that now. But before, it was like, I didn't know what my values were. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I had this perception of who I was supposed to be from society, right? Who society tells you to be. Society tells you to be a hard worker, and society tells you to be somebody that goes to work 9 to 5 from 20 till 65, and all of these different things, and live for the weekends and get 2 weeks of vacation a year if you're lucky, and whatever. And it's like you start to like conform, and you think that there's only this one way. But when you realize that you can have anything you want, and it's so funny because everyone thinks when they come into the program, they're so worried about the investing module. They're like, oh, I'm so worried, it's going to be so hard. And then they get to module 3 where they have to go through their goals. Everyone gets to module 3 and they're like, what? I can be anyone? I can have anything? It's like, yeah, you literally can. They're like, oh, this is too much, right? They've never considered how like just big, like how many options they have. The world is your oyster. You can quite literally have anything. Where you are right now does not have to be where you're going. You can go anywhere you want to go. And when people realize that, they're like, oh, damn, like this is a lot. When I started going through this myself, I had this like existential crisis where I'm like, who am I? What is the purpose of anything? What is the meaning of life? And that's why I think there's probably so much like psychology and philosophy infused within the financial modules, because so much of that helped me shape my decisions around money and my beliefs around money and the way that I view life. And I love that you said that this is kind of like life coaching too. And I never really thought of it that way before, but I've been getting that a lot lately where people are like, it's kind of like life coaching on steroids because you're getting the financial aspect too. It's just like a total life makeover. And I'm like, oh, I love that so much.
Yeah. I didn't realize how much a fixed mindset was just holding me back on personal and financial goals in so many ways. Yeah, it is like life coaching. And I think that's what's so great about it is, one, you get this well-detailed program. You are very thoughtful in what you put in your program, and you're constantly adding to it. I'm always checking it to see what you've added. I'm like, this never ends.
Thinking of new things, guys. I'm thinking of new things.
Yeah, and so you get to take that for a lifetime. And I've already had a few like moments of setback where I'm like, I'm just going to put the little program in my ear. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to listen to it like a podcast, and I'm going to get in my car and like feel like a whole new person. And it is like it is amazing. It's really helped me pursue things that I've wanted to do for years and just made excuses, or again had that scarcity mindset. So yeah, it's amazing. I don't know how to end on that. It's great, girl. I can ramble.
You were so sweet. No, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming on here and joining me. If you don't mind waiting while we do a little bit of an outro, I wanted to introduce our newest freebie. We also have a new freebie that's coming after this one, but you're going to want to take this one so that you can make the most out of the second one. So if you are ready, okay, as Lindy and I have been talking about mindset, psychology, this is the baseline to everything that you're doing with your money, right? If you are ready to uncover the secrets behind your money habits and transform your financial future, then you need to take our all-new Money Babe Persona quiz, okay? This is a powerful tool designed to help you understand your unique relationship with money like never before. So if you have ever wondered, why do I handle money the way that I do, right? It's not just about your income. It's about the internal rules that you have developed, your money scripts. I call these your Money Babe Persona, okay? It's unconsciously guiding your financial decisions. Now, I want you to imagine this persona as like a hidden computer program, right? Running in the background, influencing all of your choices without you even realizing it. So here's why this matters. Because your money beliefs can either propel you forward or they can hold you back, right? The way you have these money beliefs, they shape how you perceive work, they shape how you perceive spending, saving, investing, right? Your mindset largely determines your financial success. And this quiz is your ticket to unlocking the wealth of possibilities that align with your true goals and your values. And I get it, I've been there, right? I transformed from being a stressy and depressy 20-something to becoming a millionaire at 30 by rewiring my money mindset. Taking control of your money scripts is an absolute game changer, right? With the right mindset, you can save without sacrificing the things that you love. You can build wealth while you sleep, not just through working harder. You can overcome self-sabotage and make confident decisions. You can effortlessly grow your savings and investments and rewrite patterns that are holding you back. Now, the best part is that this isn't about traditional budgeting or cookie cutter advice, okay? It's about reprogramming your relationship with money so that you can genuinely thrive. By understanding your Money Babe persona, you can stop impulse shopping, you can save more money. Save more money effortlessly and start investing so you can build that rich bitch lifestyle you deserve. So if you are ready to transform your money story, I want you to go and take our free Money Babe Persona quiz. It's linked in our bio, or you can go to nobudgetbabe.com/quiz, all right, so that we can start you on your journey towards becoming the empowered and wealthiest version of yourself, the one that you deserve to be. So remember, your financial success is 80% mindset and only 20% tactic. And this quiz is the first step to unlocking the bank account of your dreams. So it is time to rewrite your money story and become the rich bitch you were meant to be. Again, that's nobudgetbabe.com/quiz or through our link in bio. And I'm so excited about this freebie. I'm so excited about it because I think it gives so much insight into why we're doing the things that we're doing. What is some specific money advice that we can use for each of our Money Babe personas? Now remember, we're probably going to have different characteristics from different personas, but we're going to have one that's kind of like the overarching theme. And I think this quiz is going to call you out with love a little bit, right? It's going to be like, okay, these are the things that you're doing, right? And maybe you don't want to see them right now, but it's important that we recognize them, because once we recognize them, it's not about shame, it's not about blame, it's about recognizing it so that we can work to change it, so that we can work to rewrite it, because the first step in change is recognition. So I think this is going to be amazing. There have already been thousands of you who have taken the quiz, and I love it so much. Once you go and take the quiz, you're going to be set up on a series of emails that are going to help you. You're going to get our free No Budget Babe financial audit. You are going to get like 20 ways to increase your finances right now, increase your wealth right now, a bunch of different stuff. So we have a bunch of freebies within that as well. So make sure you go grab your spot. This is new. We've never done anything like this before, but we've been getting some really, really great feedback. So I'm so excited about it. For you guys, I used to be a budget roller coaster, so that was my main persona. It's the saver spender, the person that is like, I'm going to save everything, and then you just like diligently save, and then you feel really restricted, and then you go and you overspend, and it just becomes this kind of like roller coaster, this kind of cycle. So know that our persona is not fixed and we can change them, right? We can rewrite those scripts and those beliefs and those behaviors to ones that serve us. So you want to know your money bait persona so that you can make the most out of our next freebie, and we are going to be launching that in, I think, about 2 weeks. So stay tuned. Thank you again so much, Lindy, for joining me. Thank you, everybody who joined us to watch it live. We're going to be posting the replay on our Instagram and on YouTube. And yeah, any last words, Lindy? I hate when people do that to me too. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I didn't take signing up lightly. It felt like a big expense for me and my family. But now that I've gone through the program, I got to say, I can't believe how affordable it is and how much you offer and how much is in there. And then I have it for a lifetime. You helped me at 38, working part-time, figure out a retirement plan and figure out savings and find financial security. I will forever be grateful for my investment and my commitment to that program. Thank you for making that program. You could have just lived your best rich bitch life, but you didn't. You gave back. Thank you. And yeah, I just can't speak highly enough about it. And yeah, it's helping me at this age make huge changes. So I just want to end with that, I guess.
I am so proud of you. Lindy, I did my makeup today and I'm crying. It's going.
I did mine too. It's not. Oh no, thank you. Thank you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
You are the sweetest.
Thanks. I'm in good company.
Okay, well, thank you. I won't take up any more of your time. I appreciate you so much. Lindy is actually going to be joining us for our 4-month coaching program, Income Multiplier, after this. So I can't wait to see all the incredible things that you do, and I can't wait to see you back in the group.
Same. I'm excited.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
You take care, honey. Okay, bye, everyone.